Good morning, everyone. Hope all of you are safe and healthy. This is your English lesson, and the topic for today's lesson is very creative, that is story writing. Story writing is an art. Today you will learn this art of writing a short story. I know in the beginning it is very difficult to imagine a story. So no need to worry about it. I'll provide you some illustrations to build up a short story using verbs and adjectives. Verbs are action words or doing words, while adjectives are the describing words that describes the nouns. So let's start. Let me tell you what is a story. A story is a telling of an event, either true or false. Story is a means of transferring information, experiences, attitudes, or point of view. Every story has a teller and a listener. So a story can be either true or fictional, that means false, not true, based on imaginations. A listener learns lots of things from a story. It is an art of transferring information and experiences to other people. Children, storytelling is an oldest form of entertainment. At that time, people had no televisions, radios, theaters, or they have no other source of relaxation or enjoyment. So people pass on their cultural values, traditions, experiences, and even history from one generation to another through the stories. Now let's read the learning objectives with me in a louder voice to begin the lesson. Can I differentiate between fiction and non-fiction? Can I describe the main events of a story? Can I write a short story using verbs and adjectives? Now let me tell you what is a short story. A short story is a work of fictional narrative prose with a few characters, limited setting, and a single major event. A short story is meant to be read in a single sitting. So a short story consists of few characters, limited setting, and a plot. In a story, there is always a problem that arises, and at the end, the problem has a solution, or you can say the problem is resolved at the end of the story. Usually, you can read a short story in one sitting because they are not so long. Students, as I've told you many times, that stories can be fiction or non-fiction. Fiction is a story that is not true or false. It is based on imagination. Cinderella, Frozen, Little Red Riding Hood are the examples of fiction. While non-fiction is based on facts and real experiences or information. So non-fiction books tells us about history, geography, and facts. Such type of books give you lots of knowledge and information. Real topics might be about holidays, animals, or sports. Before learning how to write a story, you must know the 5 basic elements of story writing. Here we go. Characters, a setting, a beginning, a middle, and an end. These 5 elements help us to make a good story. Now let's see what each of these are. While writing a fantasy or an imaginary story, you must remember that it doesn't take place in real life. So, who are the characters? The characters are people, animals, or creatures. In an imaginary story, a character could be a superhero with superpowers, a cat that is very talkative, a talking tree, or an extraordinary giraffe. So the characters are people, animals, or creatures that are in a story. The second element is setting. Setting is where the story takes place. So it's when and where. When and where the story takes place. It means time and place. The time of the story would be during the day, or at night, or a windy day. You can choose any time for your story. It can be past, during the daytime, at night, during summer, or in December. It can be any time of the year or of the day. Where? Where refers the place, the area where the story takes place. It can be a mountain, a big city, school. It can be a jungle, a desert, a moon, or an other planet. So the setting is when and where the story takes place. Here we have the next element of the story: beginning, middle, and end. It is called plot. Plot are the events in the story that what happened in the beginning, middle, and end of the story. Beginning. Beginning where we introduce the characters and setting using descriptive language, I mean adjectives. All of you know adjectives tell us more about nouns. They describe the size, shape, color, texture, and other qualities of the characters and the places. Okay? Middle. Middle is the very important part of the story where different interesting events happen and move towards the solution. And at the end, mostly the problem is resolved and we get a lesson. So these are the basic elements of a story. Now, in intro starter activity, we'll listen a very short story. After that, I'll ask you some questions related to this story. Okay? Now enjoy the story. And the story is about a greedy dog. It is a story with a moral lesson. Listen and watch it attentively.
Greedy Dog. One day, while a hungry dog was walking along the street, he came across a huge piece of meat.
Ruff, ruff. Wow, what's this? This is the largest piece of meat I've ever seen.
The hungry dog quickly bit down on the meat and thought,
Yum, all mine. I'm going to enjoy this all by myself. Hum.
A little later, the dog came across the bridge over a stream, and he started to cross it. But to his surprise, a dog in the stream below was looking at him with an even bigger piece of meat in his mouth.
Huh? Hey, that dog has some meat too. And his is bigger than mine. I'm going to take it from him.
The greedy dog started barking at the dog in the stream.
Ruff, ruff. Give me that. Ruff, ruff.
When the dog opened his mouth to bark, he dropped his meat into the water.
Huh? Oh no, my meat fell. What have I done?
That's when the greedy dog realized that the dog in the stream was his own reflection.
Oh, my meat!
Now I will ask you about the main elements of the story. Are you ready for this? Okay. Can you name the main character of the story? Yes, it was a dog. You are right. What about the setting? When and where the story takes place? You are right. It was daytime and the dog was going from a street. Now you will tell me about the plot. Plot is the events of the story. We come to know what happened in the beginning, middle, and end of the story. In the beginning, we come to know that one day a hungry dog was walking along the street and he found a huge piece of meat. He wanted to enjoy this all by himself. Then comes middle, where we find a problem. Soon after that, the dog reached at a stream. While crossing the bridge, he saw his own reflection in the water. He thought another dog with a large piece of meat. He wanted to get it also. So he barked at him. At last, what happened when he barked? Obviously, as he opened his mouth to bark at that dog, he lost his own piece of meat. And the story ends. And what lesson do we get? Yes, don't be greedy. Be happy and satisfied with the things what do you have. So, these are the 5 main elements of the story. Dear students, now it's time for the main activity. So take out your English creative writing notebook. Yes, take out your English creative writing notebook, sharpen your pencil and keep your stationery with you. Yes, hurry up. Open up your notebook and get ready the page. Today it is Friday, 30th April 2021. In the middle you will write classwork. Don't forget the capital letters because days of the week and months of the year are proper nouns and they always begin with a capital letter. Okay? After writing day, date and classwork, Come on the first line and write the topic. The topic is picture story. Yes, we are going to write a picture story. I'll show you the illustrations and you will write the story to look them. After writing the topic, you will underline the topic with a colored pencil using a scale. Then come on the next line and write the learning objective. Can I write a story using verbs and adjectives? Can I write a story using verbs and adjectives? After writing learning objective, you will skip one line. Yes, you have to skip one line. Then you will write the question, that is, write a story in 3 paragraphs, beginning, middle, end, on the topic Thirsty Crow using given outline. I am repeating the question. Write a story in 3 paragraphs, beginning, middle, and on the topic Thirsty Crow using given outline. Then on the next line you will give the heading Thirsty Crow. Then you will start writing your story. Okay? Here are some illustrations with the outline that will help you to begin the story. In the beginning, you will use adjectives to describe the main character and setting, that when and where the main character was. Okay? How was the day? Yes, it was sunny, rainy, windy. How was the day? Who was flying? Who was flying? Was he hungry or thirsty? What was he searching for? This will be your first paragraph. Then in the next paragraph, the story will proceed. It is middle of the story. The character will get the problem. Okay? Where did he find a bottle of water? How did he feel to find water? Did his beak reach to the water? What did he do? Did he get an idea? Look at the picture. Here he is trying to drink water, but the neck of the bottle is very narrow. That's why he couldn't drink water. Then he was upset. What do you think? Did he get an idea? Then he will try to resolve the problem. What did he put in the water? Was water rising up or not? At last, the problem is resolved and the story ends. It will be your third paragraph. What happened at the end of the story? How was he feeling? And what lesson do you get in the story? Students, before starting each paragraph, you have to leave one line, then you will begin the new paragraph. In this way, you will write 3 paragraphs, beginning, middle, and end to complete your story. Okay? Here are some sentence starters that may help you. Read with me. one hot day, or you can begin the story from one day it was. He was searching. Finally, he found, but he couldn't dash because. After because, you have to write the reason. Sorrowfully, he thought. Suddenly, he got an. He put dash. Gradually, water. Happily, he. These are the sentence starters that will help you to begin your sentences. Here are some helping words. Very, thirsty crow, flew, everywhere, in search of, bottle, little, water, could not, drink, low, idea, put, pebbles, rose up, drank, flew away. Pebbles are the small stones. He put pebbles in the water. So these are the helping words. You can use these helping words to complete your story. Now it's time for the plenary. After writing a story, you are going to check the following points. While rechecking, you will see, did you use the capital letters to begin this new sentence? Next is full stop. As you know, every sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Don't forget it. Did you use verbs and adjectives to make your story more interesting? This is very important. Proper paragraphing. Yes, then comes proper paragraphing. It's really very important because every story has three main parts: beginning, middle, and end, so that you have to write 3 paragraphs. One more thing that I want to tell you, you will use past tense verb to write your story. Okay? And you must do practice on regular basis to learn this art of story writing. Okay? So, my dear students, God bless you. May your day be good and peaceful. Allah Hafiz.